I would like to ask, because this debate in quotes is out there in the baking world, self-taught versus what's the other one that you go for training. So like
Okay.
if you could do this all over again, would you still go the self-taught route?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
any reason why?
Um, I think being a self-taught, I was able to experiment.
Okay.
Yeah, I was able to experiment myself, do it myself over and over again. Fine, if I go for a training, I need to be sure about the training, know what I want to learn,
Okay.
and what are the things I want to learn if I'll be going for a training. Would I be able to convert it to money, to cash?
Okay.
Because if I go, I think about this. If I'm going to register for a particular class and I'm not able to convert it to money, I don't think I would want to go. But if I could actually get that particular thing I want to go and learn online,
Okay.
I think I could just do that.
Hmm.
Get the
Well, that debate is never going to end. I'm telling you.
But I think
Me, I'm in between.
okay. I think it works different for everyone.
Yes, I'm in between because I believe that when you learn from someone, you are buying time.
Mm-hmm.
If the person is a genuine teacher,
Yes.
the person has already made the mistakes. The person has already learned what works, and so the
Yes.
person is giving you a template, to work with. So you are starting the journey on
the person. Yeah.
yes, and then you can now build it, tweak it to suit you.
Yes.
But at the same time, the self-taught, if you are adventurous, I think for adventurous people, the self-taught path
Yes.
would be more interesting, more intriguing for them.
Yeah.
But we're talking about business here. And then, like you mentioned, taking classes that you are not certain would be able to convert to money, e.g. castle cake. I'm sorry, but truly,
Yeah,
I've always
yeah.
wondered at people, who go take those classes, and I'm like, some of them, considering that, of course, you are not restricted to a particular location, but some cakes, you need to, considering the road network, how do you plan to ship or move out of state, like interstate, and still have your stuff intact? You can't even predict what will happen. Do you understand? So somebody from a place that the demographics may not be able to afford the elegance or the sophistication of castle cake, and then you spend a lot of money taking the training, and then at the end of the day it's just sitting there, money spent, knowledge there can't be used to earn money. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I really
that
like
that castle cake of a thing. I don't discourage people who are going to learn
course,
it. Please go if you know. Fine, you want to get money from, you want to make money, or just want to learn it for fun. Please go for it. But for me, I've not gone for that class. Even when the castle cake class was like, when it was everywhere, I've not actually thought about going to learn. But I think I work with a friend of mine who did something similar.
Okay.
So after doing that, like, okay, so this is what castle cake is all about. So there, I didn't learn. I didn't go for the class. So while working with him, I was able to understand that it is more of your planning, your structuring. The
structural thing.
If you don't get that right,
you're in trouble.
Yeah. So if you don't get that right, then you might not be able to bring out something good. Because as we speak now, I have a client who wants a castle cake for our wedding, and I asked her her budget. When she told me her budget, I was like, wow. So I had to show her the one I did. I told her, this is the one I did sometime last year or 2 years ago, and this is the cost of the cake. Now look at your budget and this, and the one I sent it can't just work, because castle cake is not just
a lot
waking up and baking, decorating. You need to start planning about 2 weeks, if not 3.
On paper first.
Yes, you have to draw, get your stencils, make sure everything is well measured and cut out.
Exactly.
Then let's say you are working with sugar flowers. Imagine how long it takes to make sugar flowers. All this thing. The one I did with my friend, we spent 1 full week with very short time of sleeping. 1 full week, very short time. We didn't use sugar flour. We made it of silk flowers. And I was like, "This how tedious this thing is, and you want me to come and do this for you?" At this point, it's not even about the money, it's about the time. So I'll still maintain my ground with castle cake.
Yeah, like
If you want me to do it for you, you should be ready
be willing to
pay.
pay.
Just be willing to pay.
castle cakes are beautiful.
They are beautiful.
Elegant.
They are
like
elegant.
it is sophistication, but
the time it takes to actually make it.
goodness. And you know those things, those structures, you need to have extras because anything can
Yeah,
happen.
anything will
They can
happen
break.
during transportation. Anything could happen.
Anything can
So yeah, good.
Wow. Shout out to castle cake.
Yeah, all the castle
Artists,
cake
so
artists.
well done.
I really
Well done,
I really
all.
give them a
You are doing
kudos because
amazing work, honestly. But I don't know if I ever shy. Yeah. Wow, that's beautiful. Let's go to your music,
okay.
musicology.
Yes.
Has that in any way influenced your baking? Have you been able to marry the two?
I would say yes, I have. I would say yes, I have. Okay. I started practicing music first
Okay.
at I think I was 12. But before clocking 12, I think I've always loved music. So my brother had a guitar then. I loved the guitar. He gave it to me at some point. So I played the guitar. I played the recorder while I was in, I think, primary school.
That's the
The recorder, yes.
Okay.
So I did that while I was in primary school. Then I clocked 12 when I joined my church choir.
Oh.
So I've been in the church choir for like since 12.
Okay.
And alongside I was introduced to reading music notes. Yes. Then when I started baking, I knew I would have to look for a way to balance the two. Yes, I knew I would have to look for a way to balance the two. So okay, let me start from school. While I was in school, I was teaching music. I had music classes. I had to go for my school class.
Institution, right?
Yeah, no, I teach. I do home teaching then.
Okay, as a secondary school person.
No.
Polytechnic.
Yes.
Okay.
I was teaching. I do home teaching then. Then I was baking as well. I was going for classes.
Can you imagine that? And you had commitment in church too?
Yes.
Or fellowship?
Yeah, I had to. I go to church, prayer and all this. So it was.
Wow.
I think all this thing took the whole of my time, because at some point there were some extra things that people engage themselves in school are like, I should come around for like, I have limited time. I can't even.
There was no way.
The spare time I had was for me to rest.
Wow.
The spare time I had in school was for me to rest, because you're waking up. You're waking up to having to deliver cake, attend classes, you have tests, you have exam. Even during exam period, I still take cake orders. So I just had to look for a way to manage the both of them over time. And my what's it called? During my time in university, I think that time really helped me because it stretched me.
Yeah.
It stretched me. I was baking like even wedding cakes then. So it really stretched me, and then I think I had just one hand mixer. So imagine having to use one hand mixer to cream like 3 kg or 4 kg of cake batter. So if I got a stand mixer and all that. So looking back at all this, I think the experience actually made me, I'll say, where I am now.
Wow.
Because I was telling someone that at this stage of my business, even if you decide to take everything, I can still start it up again because I have everything. I have the way I started from, not even having hand mixer, so I can still replicate it
even better.
Even because I already have the experience, so even take it will be faster for me.
Honestly, it will be. You wouldn't make some mistakes.
Yeah, there's some mistake. A lot of mistake.
Yeah.
In terms of burnt cake, having cake in the oven and I slept off.
Goodness.
Yes, it happened like so many times. Then
Oh my god.
what else? I've mistaken deliveries, like giving a particular cake to someone else.
I can imagine. That was bound
So-
to happen.
I've experienced
Sorry.
that.
But that was bound. Goodness.
I've experienced that. I've experienced missing flavor or even missing a cake delivery
Have
date.
you left out sugar before?
Yes, yes, I have. I think I was making a red velvet cake. So I finished baking. I brought out of
And
the
you were
oven.
wondering what went.
I was like, why is this
Why is it
cake?
like this?
It was
Why is
like
it-
dough.
Why is it?
So I had to cut it out. Like
Something is wrong.
something is wrong. What did I
And it
do?
had not clicked.
See, like, let me just pinch. I'm like, God, no.
No
How
sugar.
come?
No
How did
sugar.
So I think it's part of the story. As in,
Honestly, it is. It is. Mine was chocolate cake.
wow.
God. See, up till now, I'm sorry, I don't know. I write out everything. If I'm doing in multiples, like everybody has a base recipe. If I'm doing
Yes.
in multiples,
Yes. You
I
it down.
write out the multiple and I'm ticking
You are
because
clean.
sometimes your body is tired
Yes.
and you start mixing things up and you have deadlines.
Yes. Yes.
So as I'm sugar,
Tick. Butter tick. Oil tick. Egg tick.
if not in this current
Sincerely,
present day, you now
just
be throwing
waste-
out.
No, it's not funny.
So like it's important. Like, I always tell people that see, some people are good with having things off the top of their heads, but if you know that it does not work for you, please. That's why we have books.
Book,
And like
yes.
jotters, your phone. You can even use your phone notes and just list out.
List
It's
them out,
me.
yes.
I have seen that it is one of the ways I'm able to work effectively. Productivity is also important. So instead of me saying, okay, sometimes unplanned something might just come up that you need to attend to and then you're back.
Yes.
Did
I
I
want
add
add-
salt? Did I add baking powder? And there's no way you can check. If the
Yes.
flour is already mixed. How do you want to
Sincerely.
how do you want to separate it? I
So
can
many
I
story,
really can imagine that.
Or running out of a particular ingredient when you have to bake. Middle of the
It's
night.
not a good
It's not
experience.
at all. It's not a good one.
That's why I don't do impromptu. Anything that is, in fact, even 24 hours now, it's with, like serious consideration.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do. I always want to put my best foot forward. The truth is, sometimes you would not. Okay, you've listed it that you wanted to get something. Maybe you got to the store and it was not available. Okay, I will get it at the next store. And somehow you forgot to get it, and then you are. Hey, my own is egg. I have to go to my neighbor, please. I think I needed extra eggs.
Okay.
I booked for eggs and I was disappointed, and I didn't remember to get eggs. I was busy all through. So I now woke up in the middle of the night to bake. I was like, what did you just do? You don't have enough eggs.
Oh, I think mine was
Goodness.
I think baking powder. I picked up the container.
Was empty.
You know that deep. Just take a deep breath and you start calculating. What can I do? How can I do?
What can I do this thing?
I mean, at that point, you wish for a magic. Let me just
Like,
find the
just
baking powder.
Oh my god. I think all those experiences have also helped one to do better.
Yes,
And that's
yes.
the advantage. If you do trainings, you are giving your students a
The
template.
fine, yes, the fine because
That's why I'm an advocate of both. Like you can merge both. You can have an hybrid of being self-taught.
self-taught, yes,
One way or the other, I think everyone will experience the self-taught thing, because when you take a recipe, for example, for me, I always say I love redefining recipes.
a lot.
So
I do that.
I pick apart recipes and then I put them together, to suit my style and all of that.
Yeah.
So, but because now I already have the experience, I can transfer that knowledge to someone who is learning from me that, okay, if you are working with a recipe like this, for example, Western recipes, the sugar content
yes,
is
it's
so high.
yes, it's
So
high.
you have to learn to bring it down to our environment here.
yeah.
People we don't have sweet tooth like that. So that's one. So now, because you've already learned from the experience of, okay, I forgot. Now I'm sure you have something in place to help you remember things. That maybe
Yes,
stock taking.
yeah. I do that. In fact, I tell my staff, always take stock.
To avoid
At the end
stories
of the
at
week,
touch.
end of every week, end of every week, I'll tell her, take stock of everything, write them out,
Yeah, so
let
we
me
know
see
what we
them. So
have.
whenever I go out, I can get them. That's what we do now. Take stock. Even our cake board, I'll tell her, take stock of the cake boards, take stock of the cake boxes, take stock of food colors, baking powder, take stock of all these tiny things
That are easy to miss. Yes.
so she could leave out. We could leave out flour, sugar, but those
Because
ones
those
are
ones are
they are
bulky, you
obvious.
see them.
But all these tiny
Those
things,
tiny
I'll tell her
things.
every week, please take stock. Check the drawer where we keep the things. Take stock of all these things. Write them out so I would know what to get when next I go to the
Yeah,
market.
because you learn from your mistake.
Yeah, I
And
did.
now she is learning from you. I'm sure she wouldn't if she makes that mistake, it's on her.
Yes.
Like if she starts a business and she makes the same mistakes, it's totally on
Yes.
her. Yeah, wow, that's really interesting. That's really beautiful. So far, being a male baker, let's go on a short music break so that you catch up with it. Thank you.
I can't believe my eyes.
I don't know, the Instagram live
I
went
can't believe my eyes. Oh no.
Facebook.
Can't
I
believe my eyes.
I hope
Back
it
in
was
the
running.
day when I was nobody.
Okay.
Back in the day when there was no money.
Kò tí ẹ̀ post is
Poverty
from
there
them
and
and
it was not funny. For visiting there, nobody
used
come
to.
for me.
So the
But I thank my
but the
papa.
just came back.
And I thank
And kìíní yẹn dẹ̀ máa ń heavy. The video máa ń heavy. And ṣebí mo gba tèmi àti Abby. Bí ìrí post láti gbà yẹn, ó yìí wà níbi. Ó yìí wà níbi. I couldn't can. I hope you're not like.
Just be willing to pay.
Castle cakes are beautiful.
They are beautiful. They are elegant.
thank my mama. Them they walk and pray on top say it no easy, brother. Hey, he been pay me gaga. Story, oh. Allow me to tell my story, God. Glory, oh. Baba make you take the glory, God. Now my story, oh. Allow me to tell my story, God. Yeah. Glory, oh. Baba make you take the glory, God. Ẹ bá mi júbà fún bàbá lókè, ẹ twálé fún bàbá lókè, ẹ gbé gbá ọpẹ́ ó yẹ̀yẹ́, ẹ gbé gbá ọpẹ́ ó yẹ̀yẹ́, ẹ bá mi júbà fún bàbá lókè, ẹ twálé fún bàbá lókè, ẹ gbé gbá ọpẹ́ ó yẹ̀yẹ́, ẹ gbé gbá ọpẹ́ ó yẹ̀yẹ́. I can't believe my eyes, na me be this my guy, I must be dreaming, na me don make am o, Baba no gree let go, this got me thinking, na so you save my soul, from all the trappings so, on top of that bros, he make my music blow, he give me riches so, allow me to dey talk story, oh. Allow me to tell my story, God. Glory, oh. Baba make you take the glory, God. Story, oh. Yeah. Allow me to tell my story, God. Glory, oh.
Show. It's been amazing, chatting with my guests, Baker Noel. How did you come? Okay, your name is Noel.
Emmanuel.
So you now met.
Yeah, a friend of mine actually do call me that jokingly in school there.
Oh.
Just make sure, like, call me Baker Noel. Like, okay.
And you stuck.
Yes, I had to quickly go online to check if anything like Baker Noel. Then immediately I had to register the name.
I like that. That was
like
a very smart move.
I was like him about the name.
Yeah, I like that. Because I remember that my teacher too, Mr. Gbolaon, He said it was one of his customers that started calling him Mr. Creative because he made a cake for, I think, a structure cake, building cake, and then she saw it was Mr. Creative, and then the name stuck. I really like that. So how has it been being a male baker in a female saturated industry? I like asking that question.
Okay, my number one, I won't say it has been challenging. Like most time, whenever I say, "Oh, you bake, guy, how come?" So I get that question. I get frequently asked that particular question. Okay. It hasn't been, but I won't say it's red. I just because I find it as something I love doing. So, fine. It's.
I mean, in terms of people's acceptance or perception, any awkward situations, or has it been? No, people are surprised.
People are always surprised. I remember then in secondary school, the woman I buy things from, she was like, she said, "Ofe call Abi something like Aloore Shibi, something like that was what she called that." And I was like, wow.
Aloore Shibi, that one is a caterer now.
Yeah, like I was just because that was the first time I was hearing something like that. So I'm like, really? Because I come to buy, so I couldn't just.
Yes, I think people are more receptive to having male in female saturated industries like baking, hairdressing, makeup, and all that. Before people be like, so you do not see any other thing to learn is you want to be mixing flour and sugar.
It's very funny.
Pardon me. You want to be mixing flour and sugar together like that, But then thank God for people like Cakes by Tosan, because he's the first male baker that I actually got to know that's Nigerian, and that was doing amazingly well as far back as when I was in the university. I would go on it was my brother, shout out. He was the one that mentioned him to me. So back then you go on Google, there wasn't Instagram and all of that. So I would look at the cake, somebody made this in Nigeria. This is so beautiful, And then the first time I met him was at my first Cogsy exhibition at Ikoyi. I attended. Do you know Cogsy?
Yes, I do.
Mama Africa. Those are the veterans in the baking world, in Nigeria baking industry. Those are people who paved the way, even when it was not popular to say you're a baker by profession. Yes. Baking was just, even for females,
it was supposed to be, it was a side
thing or hobby. Even for females, parents would be like, why would you say you want to be a baker? Like, open my bake. Like, go and get a job.
I remember when I
didn't have that. My parents were supportive.
Okay, yeah. I remember when I told my dad I wanted to study music. He felt reluctant.
Like, music?
So I can actually relate. Yes.
Yeah. But thankful that parents are now more open.
Yes.
Like, they are more receptive that your child can be anything. Like, your child can just be writing and live a comfortable life. Your child can just stay in front of
a camera,
a phone, and do you understand? Like, technology, internet has really leveled the ground in so many ways that you don't have to be a white collared employee to earn a living and all of that, which is very beautiful. Wow. So what has been your most significant experience so far, if you can go down memory lane, being a baker?
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, you have many, of course. There would be many. Is there anyone that comes to mind?
The thing is that the whole experience has been fun for me.
Okay.
All through it has been fun. The fact that it's something I love doing and there's passion there. Because I must confess, there are situations that arise for me to just say, I'm not doing it again. Let me pack my.
I think that's what separates those who came into it just for the money and those who came into it first because of passion and then turned into a business.
Yes. Yeah. So like I said, there are situations I would have that would have caused me to let me just give up and forget about this baking. But I observed that even when I am like I've overworked myself, there's just this thing that just keep pushing me that this is what you love to do. So that thing just keep pushing me like, okay, since this is what you love to do, fine, you're tired, just take a break and you come back. So many times I feel at like I feel, should I say it, I feel down and all. I just take a walk around my workspace. I just take a walk around my workspace. I just look at the things I've been able to get. I just look at my cake mixers. I look at my space. I turn on the lights. I just feel
And
like
just take it in.
yes. I just okay. That alone
Yeah.
would just keep pushing me. I'm like, okay, you're doing well. Don't worry. At least you didn't have all these things some 6-7
This is
years ago.
growth.
So just calm yourself. You're doing well. So that's really it's really helps me whenever I feel that most time, and I just find that joy baking. I just okay. Last night I had to bake, and I was like, on a good day I'm supposed to just go to bed and sleep and forget. But the fact that I just love what I am doing, it's fun for me as I work. It's fun, so I don't feel stressed. So that's alone has helped me over time. It's been fun for every cake I have to bake, for every deliveries, for every feedback, reviews. Is always like, okay, I think you are doing well. Don't worry, just keep doing it. Keep getting
I
better.
feel you on that, and I totally agree. There's this joy that comes from putting a smile on people's faces and or helping people put a smile on their loved one's face. There's this joy that, despite the stress and all
The
of
stress,
that,
yes, it just-
sleepless nights,
Nice, yeah.
the stress. Sometimes I'm like, I wish clients could see the back end of all this.
Exactly, yes.
Because for somebody like me, I just want to give my best at whatever level I am. So I don't mind going to different ends of Ibadan to get something that will give the client what they had pictured. Do you understand? But sometimes, how many do you want to explain? But because you find joy in what you do, you're able to keep going, and you're like, okay, I'm also adding colors to people's lives. Like I
Yes.
say, yummy colors to people's lives.
Exactly.
Wow. So we are nearing our
Yeah.
listening, so let me ask you this last question. If you could start again, what would you do differently?
If I could start again, I think I would learn to take each day as it's come and not rush it. Not wanting to rush, because then I anticipate I want to do this. I feel that I don't have it. I will, if I will do it again, I will learn to be patient. I'll learn to be patient. I'll learn to enjoy that moment. Enjoy the fact that I don't have a mixer. Enjoy the fact that I don't have a one-hand mixer. Enjoy the fact that I'm staying in a single room. Enjoy that moment. Live in that moment. Yes, because once that moment is gone,
It's gone.
it's gone.
It's only the
Because
memories you have.
it's only because whenever I stay in my room here, I like Beto. There was a time I was having everything in a single room and I still have space in the room. How did I manage it? God's grace and the growth. So I'll say God really helped me all through this. So I think I'll learn to live in the moment and enjoy the process.
Wow, that's absolutely fantastic, and I think that should be our parting words today for every upcoming baker. Like, just enjoy the process.
Yeah,
Enjoy the process. The truth is, you want growth. With growth comes more responsibility.
exactly.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
And like you said, being paced, learning to be patient and to pace oneself. The truth is, Baker Noel has been baking professionally for like 7 years now, 2016. So somebody who just started, you can't expect to be where Baker Noel is now, like just like that. You also have to go through your own process, walk your own path. So now I believe in being inspired by others, but don't let it pressure you.
Yes. Very
Like when
important.
people say I don't want pressure, I'm like, separate it. There are due pressures and there are undue pressures. Know the difference. There are some pressures you need to put on yourself for growth
Yes.
at your own level. Like, I don't know how to put it now. And there are some undue pressures that people put on themselves. Some things you don't even need. And I like that some trainers now, they've been putting it for some years now. if you are a beginner baker, don't bother applying, be registering for this training because you've not even mastered the basics or intermediate thing. You want to go and take advanced classes. It doesn't work that way. So like it's a good one. Being patient, growing into it, enjoying the moment, enjoy like this is another opportunity to bake, even though it's small. And I'm looking forward to when I will bake 10 cakes. Don't worry, the 10 cakes will come, and God help you that you don't have help or anyone available to help you. That's true. God, you will enjoy it.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you for coming on this show.
Thank you very much.
Do you have anything to say to our people? Before you leave.
Okay, I would say, like what I said, enjoy the process, enjoy the moment, live in that moment, enjoy the fact that you are baking just one cake in a week, because when the time comes for you to deliver 10 cakes in a day, I have to pause there because the money
is sweet to collect.
It's sweet, but at this stage, actually, whenever a client makes payments, I'm not quick to spend that money. There's this pressure already. The payment alone is pressure. So I have to deliver before I say, okay, this money is mine. I can spend it. So just enjoy it.
I think that is also important too. Like, let me quickly say this, because I had an experience that is related to this, not the personal experience, but the aftermath of it affected me. I lost an opportunity because of what somebody did. Somebody gave someone an opportunity to showcase work or to get clients, like you know, these complementary businesses. So now, the long story short, this lady got payment like 75% or more payment for a wedding cake as far back as 2012, 150k.
Whoa.
So she got a payment of 100k to make the cake. Sadly, this amazing lady spent the money on something, and she was sometimes you are thinking, this order is coming, this order is coming, money that has not entered your account.
It's not yet.
I wanted to say that in Yoruba, but because we have diverse listeners, in short, it was audio order. The bride didn't get a wedding cake. Like, it was that messy.
Wow.
So now when I came, I wanted to collaborate with this person. I can't ever, in fact, even if I wanted to, my husband will never allow me to do that. So I lost that, but the person loved my work. The person loved me as a person, that a young person walking up into this space, you don't know me, that takes courage to walk up to a stranger and say, can we do this and all of that. But I'm sorry, I can't do this. So please, when the money enters your account, it's not your own.
It's not your own until after you've delivered
the cake. Thank you for saying that. It's very important for bakers or business people generally to have that in mind. Thank you for coming on the show with us today. Thank you. We've been streaming from Aloore Radio, GSM Studio, Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism, Secretariat Agodi Ibadan. And I remain your host, Tolu Adetunji. See you again next time. Bye.
Bye.
What did you do?
I can't believe my eyes. I can't believe my eyes. Oh no, I can't believe my eyes. Back in the day when I was nobody. Back in the day when there was no money. Poverty there and it was not funny. For visiting.
I can imagine. That was bounced up.
Iṣẹ́ Olúwa kò sẹ́ni tó iṣẹ́ Olúwa jù tàbá lọ. Lọ́lọ́run ọba fi gbé àga. Lọ́lọ́run ọba fi gbé àga ò lẹ́bí ń bínú.
Ọlọ́run jẹ̀dá lọ. Tá a bá rẹ̀ ni tá a kórìíra. Tá a wá fẹjọ́ ẹ̀sùn Ọlọ́run wípé kó má dépò. Tọ́lọ́run wá gbégbé ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ dépò tán. Èèyàn gbà fọlọ́ ni o. Kí ló dé? Ẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀tá ọ̀lẹ. Abiyamọ ọ̀tá gan. Wọ́n ní pàkúté ọ̀tá ẹni ègbódù ọ̀yà. Ká mẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ọ̀tún mẹ́yìn lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ òsì. Ká fẹ́yìn ní délùú sẹ́yìn ẹni tí ò ní yin ni ò ní yin ni. Ẹ pé gómìnà Ṣèyí Mákindé ò ṣe nǹkan kan kò ṣe nǹkan kan. pẹ̀lú àfojúsùn òpó mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin tó gbé lọ́wọ́ tó ló ń sìn fún un ṣe lọ. akitiyan Ṣèyí Mákindé lójú ọ̀nà ètò ẹ̀kọ́. ó ṣe káńsù 3,000 tó bí ń san lórí ọmọ kọ̀ọ̀kan. ó ṣe ẹ̀kọ́ dọ̀fẹ́. ó pínwé ó tún yàrá ìkàwé ṣe. bẹ́ẹ̀ ló falẹ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ gíga LAUTECH padà di tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́. ètò ìlera ńkọ́. àtúnṣe pẹ̀lú pípèsè ohun èlò fúnlé ìwòsàn alábọ́dé. ẹ wo laboratory tó wà nílé ìwòsàn